No, what's the other one? Well, there are two. There are three actually. The first is the FCE, and then you have two more. But I never. Well, I knew that it was the FCE, then the CCE, but then they changed the name for another name, and they keep changing it. So I don't know what's the name now. That's a really good idea. You know, when I was working at ITNA, I had two friends. They were studying. One of them, one of my good friends, Macarena, she was studying law in Garcilaso, and she was also teaching at IPNA. So she would pay her studies with the money that she got from IPNA, and it was a really good money, especially if you are single, if you are young, if you don't have more responsibilities than your studies, and well, some bills inside your house. It's really good money. So I highly recommend for those who have a good level of English like you to maybe yeah, take an international exam, maybe have like methodology course, and make a living out of that. It's a really good income. Please do. You have a really good level, a good pronunciation. Very hard to find nowadays, especially in youngsters. So who knows? My dear Italo, the first thing that we're gonna do today, this first class is gonna be divided in like sections, let's say. Okay? The first thing that we're gonna do today is this. What we're doing, we're gonna continue speaking for about 9 minutes, and we're gonna. I wanna see your level of speaking. Yeah. So we're gonna continue talking for about 9 minutes, and then I'm gonna ask you to complete a small test. Well, it's big, but you're not gonna complete all the tests. Or maybe yes. Who knows? It's a surprise. It's a surprise for you. So, according to that, you know that, as you said, you feel more comfortable speaking than in grammar or maybe writing. So, we have different levels when we learn a new language. Yes, maybe you have a really good level in speaking, but your writing is a little weak. Or maybe you have a really good writing and a really good speaking, but your grammar is a little weak. And international exams do that. When they give you, well, they give you a general score, but you will see that it is in sections. Like grammar was one, just as an example, let's say, just as an example. Grammar was from 1 point to 10 points, and you got 4 points, maybe. It's just an example. Speaking was from 1 to 10, you got a 9. Writing was from 0 to 10, and you got an 8. So you have a complete score from that, but you will see that it was divided in different sections. Yes? What I want to test is your level in each section. So right now we are in the speaking part. You already told me a little bit about you in the present. I already know that you're studying law, the things that you like. Now, I would like to know some things that you did yesterday or maybe the last month. Can you tell me a little bit your activities in the past months? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's friend zone. Okay. No, sure, continue. Continue, please. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a lot. And law is not an easy assignment. I mean, law is a pretty difficult career. You are young, you're allowed to have these experiences, and like I always said, if it works, that's great, and if it doesn't work, that's great. The thing is that if you're gonna have like these kind of situations, make sure that both of you, like you and the girl, are on the same page, because if you want to be like friends with benefits, that's perfect, right? But just try to, I mean, just an advice, try to have the other person on the same page as you are. That would be I think that would be a lot more refreshing for you, because you wouldn't have to be worried about the situation. You would know that this is just a friends with benefits situation. So, okay, that's good. It's good to know. And what about your future? What would you like to do in like 10 years from now? Don't worry, of course. I was asking you about your future. What would you like to do in 10 years from now? Mm-hmm. To work for a notary. Okay. Yeah, that's really good. So both of your parents are lawyers. They are attorneys. Oh, okay. That's good. That's really good. So you have the knowledge that your father can provide for you if you want to have a notary in the future. Like he can help you in the payments and economy part, and you have your mom and she can help you with the actual law situation that I actually don't know because my aunt, she's also a lawyer, but I just don't know anything about laws. I was not done. I wanted to be a lawyer though when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, I wanted to be a lawyer, but then I was like, I'm really good at languages. Like, I should be something related to language. So, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, yeah, that's, yeah, that's 100% true. 100% true. Discovering a new language is not only language, it's discovering the culture of the place where the language comes from. So, I like that. My dear Italo, we're gonna jump into the next part of this first session, and in this part, we're gonna go to this. Wait, I don't know if you can see it. Let me know when you can see. Can you see it? It is. It is actually. It is a test. It's an entry test, but it's gonna be a little different from most of the tests that we take, okay? Because this test has 4 pages. In each page, I think there are like 11 to 12 questions. In some pages, there might be more, like 15 or a little less. And we're gonna go through page by page. And when you finish a page, we're gonna make a little pause and we're gonna check your answers together. Okay? If we find a mistake, we correct the mistake together with the information that you think is correct. If we don't find any mistake, that's perfect. We continue to the next part. I don't know if you understand the mechanic. Not actually. You're gonna complete the test first, just the first page. Okay, the 13 questions, you're gonna complete them by yourself. Then you're gonna send me your results to my WhatsApp. You already have my number. You're gonna send me a picture of your results and we're gonna compare. Yes? Okay. So, please, I need you to have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil with you. There you go. You have 12 questions in the first part. Whenever you're ready, let me know and we start. Remember that you just write, for example, 1, A, B, or C. You don't need to write a complete answer, okay? Just A, B, or C. Ready? 1, 2, 3. When you finish, let me know, please. 1, 2, 3. Start. Remember, when you finish this part, take a picture of your results and send the results to my number. Got it. And I have it in here. Okay, so what I want you to do is read the first statement and read your answer. And I'm going to mark your answer right here. So this is letter C. What about number 2? So we have letter A. Number 3. So we have letter B. Number 4. Letter B, continue. Number 6. 7. Number 8. 9. So we have letter A. 10. Letter A. 11. Letter A. And the last one, letter C. Okay, so before I jump into conclusions, before I start checking what's wrong and what's right, you tell me, is there anything that you would like to change? Okay. Okay, let's go over the the statements and the answers, and let's check. In the first one you gave me, most university students are living on campus in their first year. And you gave me letter C. When did you give me letter C? Okay, that's a good way of making a conclusion, but I'm gonna have to give you an X for this one because we have a keyword here that says in their first year. That means that this action is gonna be a routine for a year. This is gonna remain the same and part of a routine for the first year. So when we talk about routines in English, what is the form that we use? So this is the one. Most university students live on campus in their first year because this is going to be a routine in the first year. Yes? Be very careful when you take your exam, when you take your international exam, be very careful with these words that might be hidden. Like sometimes we read fast, right? And we're like, blah, 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 ah, this is the one because, well, it suits. Yeah, okay, so this is the one. We have to pay attention to these little complements because sometimes inside the complements, you have the answer, okay? Number two, from this graph, we can see that the economy at the moment, again, I have a keyword here, at the moment, right now. Mm, So, what would be the correct answer in number two? Yeah, that's good. It's good that you see your mistake. It's good that you see it by yourself. Now, okay, they didn't have personal computers when my father was a student. That's correct. Is it the past simple? That's correct. I used to want to be a practicing doctor, but now I'm more interested in research, and that's correct because this is an action that you used to like, I mean, happened in the past, but now it has changed. So this is correct. The teacher was showing us how to do the experiment when the fire, yeah, that's correct. That's the past continuous, right? Something was happening and the action was interrupted. So that's correct. I finished my essay yesterday, but I haven't given it to the tutor yet. That's perfect. What did you use this form in letter 6? Why? It's perfect. It's good. But tell me why. Yeah, okay. Okay, you have a point. Yes, it could be, but also let's go back to the keywords. Sorry, this is not the key. This is the keyword. The word yet. The word. Tell me. Yeah, and you know what? Every time you see the word yet, is because we are using the past. Sorry, the present perfect all the time. Yet is a key word for this form. So there is no other way than using it. than with the perfect tenses of the verb. So this is the only option. Yeah? The same is going to happen with already. Well, already is kind of more flexible because it can work with a simple past sometimes, but yet it's exclusively for the present perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so as I told you, keywords are very important when you take an international exam. Very important. Number 7, it says, sorry, I'm gonna have to move the camera a little. Sorry. We've done the experiment 3 times now with different results each time. Aha. This one is correct. Yes. It could be also we've been doing. It could. It could. We've been doing. Yeah. In this case, I would gravitate. I mean, let me give it to you like this. A and C are possibilities, valid possibilities. And this is something that is going to happen with you in the FCE. When you take an international exam, you will see that sometimes you can have more than one answer for your first statement, and both are correct, but only one is perfect. So in this case, A and C are correct, but which one is perfect? Very good. That's the answer. And it is more context than grammar, you see? No, don't worry. But it is good that you have this kind of practice because this is what's going to happen in a real international exam. The exact same situation. So it's gonna be context more than sometimes more than grammar. You're gonna have to be very aware of the context, extremely aware of the context. When I arrived, the lecture had started, so I didn't find it easy to follow. This is perfect. You use a past perfect, something that happened before the past. This is perfect. This is very good. She did well at school, but that changed when she became, yeah, that's correct. She did it at some point in the past. She was good, but then that changed. So, yeah, very good. I'm seeing the doctor. That's perfect. And I'm going to make a brief pause here because letter A and letter C, they were both okay. And you chose letter A, which is the perfect one. Why did you choose letter A as the perfect? That's perfect, what you just told me. Yeah. When you have an arrangement, something that has been already planned and that you have a schedule and that it is already in your agenda and this is not going to change, you use the present continuous for future forms, which is this form. And that's perfect because this is not going to change. This is your arrangement. This is not going to change. This is going to happen yes or yes unless you die. Yes, that is the only way that this is not going to happen. So yeah, very good and really well explained, my dear Italo. I'm going to give you A star for this explanation. That was really good. What about number 11? It says, my sister is going to study economy and politics when she goes to university. That's good. Can you explain why A and not C? Both were a possibility. Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, let me tell you that in this case, that the first statement is not completely clear. I mean, I know this is future, and this is what this is related to the sister and the sister's plans, right? If we base that on plans, that she's planning to do this action, she's planning to study economics and politics, and she's already studying for this to go to the university and blah blah blah, yeah, then I use going to, because I'm making a plan, or I'm talking about someone else's plan, but with a base, a foundation, like evidence. Yes. If I don't have evidence, if I say, okay, she will study economics, that's a very loose future. Weak. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, exactly. Yes. So you see the point. If you have the evidence, go for going to. If you don't have the evidence, go for will. Now, in real life situations, my dear Italo, now we are learning this because you are gonna take an international exam, and you have to be very aware of keywords and some special details and some tips and tricks. But in real life, in a real scenario, when you talk to a native, they are not worried about, oh, you have evidence, so I'm gonna say go into, oh, you don't have evidence, I'm gonna say will. Mm, They're gonna use this as they would like to. So sometimes they will use will, sometimes they will use going to, sometimes they're gonna use the present continuous for the future, and they won't pay attention to the rules. Okay, in a real life situation. Now, since we are studying for an international exams, we have to learn and we have to know the difference. But yeah, that's true. So let's go to number 12, where it says, while we are working on the project, our boss on a beach in Greece. Very good. We'll be sitting. Yeah. So this is future continuous. Yes, we'll be sitting on a beach in Greece. So in the first part, you just have 3 mistakes out of 12. That's really good. That's really, really good. But this is not over yet. Are you ready for part two? Go, analyze. Tell me. That's a good one. Tell me, why did you choose letter C, number 12? Exactly. You just gave me the answer. That is the grammatical answer. The first part was really good because you were trying to find the answer from phonetics, and that's also very valid because if it doesn't sound well, then there must be something wrong. But then you gave me that grammatical explanation, which was perfect. This is something that he's gonna be doing when you are doing something else, and that's perfect. Of course you are. Well, this only gets harder and harder. So let's go for number 2. Oh, sorry, I keep checking. There you go. 1, 2, 3, go. How's it going? What number are you now? Oh, that's good. Okay, continue. That's good. You're one of the few students that have finished these tests like fast. They usually take longer. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna go one by one because we just have 5 minutes. So we're gonna go one by one in this one, checking one by one, and the ones that we cannot check today, we're gonna check next class. So could you read number one, please? This is perfect. Could you tell me why did you choose letter B? Yes. And there is one more little thing. Don't forget about the keywords that we have. Exactly, that's the one. We have the word by. By is a keyword for the perfect forms. In this case, the only perfect form that we have is letter B. So that one is good and perfect. What about number 14? Could you give me your answer? Yes. Very good. Any, right? You have 1,000 possibilities. Yes. What about number 15? What do you have in number 15? That's good. But tell me, why did you choose many? Why didn't you choose much or lots of? Yeah, and actually, when we use lots of, I'm gonna put it in a square here as an extra because lots of is just for positive statements. Like for example, there are lots of places where you can go. That's positive, right? When we have negative, we cannot use lots of because lots of is not for positive state. Sorry, it's not for negative statements. It's for positive only. It's sorry. That's great. Very good. This is articles. A very easy assignment. Very easy grammar, but it has some details here and there. Could you give me number 17? Which is letter C. Could you repeat leaflet? Leaflet. What is a leaflet? Do you know what is a leaflet? Yeah, similar to a manual. It's usually these what we call tripticos sometimes. Yeah, yeah, similar. Okay, and the last one. What about number 19? That's the last one that we're gonna do today. Good. Yes, that's perfect. By myself because the action relies on you, right? Very good. Until here, you have no mistakes whatsoever. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yes, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. We are gonna check this next class, and we're gonna continue with some similar exercises, and then we're gonna start with the heavy part, the grammar. Okay, my dear Italo, so rest, study. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.